For nearly 100 years, the United States has shaped the global order economically, militarily, technologically, and culturally. From the Bretton Woods system to Silicon Valley, from NATO to Hollywood, American influence has been deeply embedded in the modern world. But today, a serious question is being asked across universities, policy circles, and global institutions. Is the American century ending, or is it simply evolving? Before we begin, if you value research-driven geopolitical documentaries that examine global transformations with balance and evidence, subscribe and join this growing community of serious analysis. Now let's look at the facts. What was the American century? The phrase American century emerged during World War II to describe a new era of U.S. leadership. After 1945, the United States possessed the world's largest economy, the strongest military, industrial dominance, the global reserve currency, leadership in creating international institutions. Through the IMF, World Bank, United Nations, NATO, and the dollar-based financial system, the U.S. became central to global stability and commerce. But global systems evolve. The question today is not whether America mattered. It clearly did. The question is whether its role is transforming. The United States remains one of the largest economies in the world. However, global economic weight is redistributing. Emerging economies in Asia and beyond have grown significantly over the past 3 decades. Global GDP is no longer concentrated primarily in North America and Western Europe. This does not mean American economic collapse. It means relative share adjustments in a larger global economy. In fact, the U.S. remains dominant in advanced technology, financial markets, energy production, high-value innovation. But economic leadership today is more competitive than it was in 1950. The U.S. dollar continues to function as the primary global reserve currency. This gives the United States extraordinary structural advantages: lower borrowing costs, influence over sanctions, centrality in trade settlement. However, discussions about alternative payment systems and currency diversification are increasing. Important clarification: there is currently no immediate replacement for the dollar, but the global financial system is gradually becoming more diversified. This reflects adaptation, not necessarily displacement. American companies remain global leaders in artificial intelligence, semiconductor design, aerospace, digital platforms, biotechnology. At the same time, technological innovation is increasingly globalized. Research hubs are emerging worldwide. Competition has intensified, especially in AI, quantum computing, and advanced manufacturing. Let me ask you, do you think technological competition strengthens innovation globally or creates long-term fragmentation? Share your view below. We read thoughtful perspectives and often highlight strong insights in future videos. The United States maintains extensive alliance networks across Europe, Asia, and beyond. Its military spending remains the largest in the world. However, modern geopolitics is less about single-power dominance and more about coalition building and strategic balancing. Security dynamics today involve regional partnerships, deterrence structures, shared defense commitments. The role of American military leadership may be shifting from unilateral dominance to network coordination. Every major power experiences internal debate and adjustment. Political polarization, institutional trust, economic restructuring. These are challenges facing many advanced democracies, not uniquely the United States. At the same time, America's structural advantages remain substantial: deep capital markets, demographic flexibility, geographic insulation, university ecosystems, immigration-driven innovation. Historically, the United States has demonstrated an ability to adapt during periods of transformation. The 21st century is not defined by a simple replacement of one superpower by another. Instead, we may be witnessing multipolar influence, regional leadership hubs, shared economic ecosystems, distributed innovation networks. Power today is less concentrated than in the immediate post-World War II era. But diffusion does not necessarily mean decline. It can mean evolution. The American century, understood as uncontested global dominance, may no longer describe the present era. However, the United States remains one of the central pillars of the global system. What appears to be happening is not collapse, but recalibration. Relative power is redistributing across a more interconnected world. The United States is not disappearing from global leadership. It is operating in a more competitive, multipolar environment. The century may not be ending. It may be transforming. In our next episode, we examine a different model of long-term statecraft. How does China conceptualize power across centuries? And what does the idea of a civilization state mean for global strategy? Because understanding transformation requires examining all major actors shaping the future. If you found this analysis valuable, like this video, share it with others interested in global affairs. Subscribe for structured, research-driven geopolitical documentaries. And now I want your perspective. Are we entering a truly multipolar era, or will one dominant system remain central? Also suggest the next topic you'd like us to explore. The most analytical suggestion will be featured in the upcoming episode. Let's build a serious global discussion.